So I'm pleased to welcome you here today to the B.E.A.T Center, bringing everyone all together on behalf of the Food Bank of Monmouth and Ocean Counties, the People's Pantries, and the Jon Bon Jovi Soul Kitchen. I'm honored to welcome our special guest, Congressman Tom MacArthur, and all of our elected officials, and to all that are watching us via live stream, welcome. Let's start with what is the B.E.A.T Center. Think of the B.E.A.T Center as a 21st century town square, a resource center where families and individuals can access food, education, and connect to critical services like SNAP, free tax preparation, healthcare enrollment, job training, and so much more. It's a place where we can incubate and replicate best practices across our program models and those of nonprofits in the area and beyond. There are 78,000 people in Ocean County alone who are food insecure. This is a place where more than 130 emergency food programs can come to restock their shelves with free produce and other nutritious staples. Staples, not stables. You're influencing me, Dave. It's a place where our neighbors in need can shop with dignity at a choice-style pantry, a pantry that serves well over 1,000 families every month from this community. How about a night at a community restaurant that serves our neighbors in need, or paying customers a delicious and fresh meal in a captivating environment? This is the B.E.A.T Center. We are here today to officially cut the ribbon and open a truly innovative, state-of-the-art community resource that was conceived by 3 partners who shared a vision to not just address an immediate need for food, but to work together and address the root causes of hunger in Ocean County. We decided that it wasn't enough to feed the long lines, but we also committed to simultaneously work to shorten them. We are also here to recognize the supporters seated before me who came to share in that vision and take action with significant investments that will have a major and lasting impact in Ocean County. Among them, David Tepper from the David Tepper Foundation, our visionary. All buildings begin with a foundation, and the B.E.A.T Center, and for the B.E.A.T Center, David Tepper was our foundation. He's a visionary who understood the need, our mission, and helped us create a foundation for which we could build this unique facility. Chris Mayer and Ocean First Bank. A major community partner with historic roots in this area who witnessed firsthand the effects of Superstorm Sandy and the post-Sandy needs of Ocean County and knows firsthand that good investments create impact. Jeremy Grunin and the Jay and Linda Grunin Foundation. They see education and training as a path to self-sufficiency. They gave generously to support the culinary training program that will provide graduates with certification and a step towards living wage job opportunities in the hospitality industry right here in Ocean County and beyond. Dave Wintrow and the Wintrow Family Foundation and Causeway Family of Dealerships. Anyone who knows Dave Wintrow knows that he epitomizes dignity and collaboration in all he does and represents. Dignity is a major component of service here at the B.E.A.T Center, whether it's in our outreach program, helping our neighbors in need navigate a complex safety net, or in our beautifully designed choice model People's Pantry here at the B.E.A.T Center. And collaboration, well, that's just synonymous with what the B.E.A.T Center is all about. ShopRite, our partners. They went well beyond food in this initiative. Food is the common denominator that brings us all together. But whether it was to spare a meal or to help provide one for a family, ShopRite at the B.E.A.T Center was a partner that has been involved in every single aspect. Their executives providing us guidance and technical expertise, and local owners contributing to the campaign. They'd open doors at every corner and help us problem solve the logistics of bringing 3 complex programs under one small roof. Jersey Mike's and Peter Cancro. Peter was one of the first people I met when I started this journey 4 years ago at the food bank. And I knew that if Peter heard about the production kitchen that was planned and the number of children and seniors that would be fed, that we could once again count on Jersey Mike's and Peter Cancro's continuous support. After all, who knows better about opportunities that are born from producing a meal than someone whose career began with a teenage summer job at Mike's Sub Shop? Thank you, Jersey Mike's. Ladies and gentlemen, so many sectors coming together here at the B.E.A.T Center. I want to thank our food industry partners who already have helped us fill the B.E.A.T Center, in particularly ShopRite, Stop & Shop, and Wegmans, for their continuing support and for helping us stock our shelves immediately. Thank you. There's so much more to tell you, but first, I'd like to introduce the man whose township will be home to the B.E.A.T Center, and who has graciously welcomed us and supported us in the development of the B.E.A.T Center. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Thomas Kelleher.
Good afternoon, everybody. I have to tell you what a thrilling experience this is and what a happy day this is for Toms River. You all know that a number of years ago, Hurricane Superstorm Sandy devastated our area. The news and media folks in the back here dubbed us the ground zero of Superstorm Sandy, and as a result, over 10,000 homes and families were impacted as a result of that storm. And there was immediate need to provide food for people, and Pat Donahue over here started the People's Pantry down on Fisher Boulevard to answer that very serious and immediate need. And I've noticed as time went on and people were back in their homes and more people that didn't have to go to the People's Pantry who were hurricane or storm victims, all of a sudden there's still a continuing need. And I think if Hurricane Sandy, Superstorm Sandy did one thing, it made us aware of the fact that there is a very definite need for people who absolutely need the help of a pantry or a food pantry like this or a facility like the B.E.A.T Center. And so it goes on. I know Pat has a resume of statistics about how many people need food, how many people are in foreclosure here in this county, but it is a serious problem. But it's being addressed, and I'm grateful for that. You know, as a mayor of a community, your primary responsibility is the welfare of your residents. And what's happening here makes me feel good to know that the welfare of our citizens is being looked out for. And to see this all come together is absolutely a miracle. Somewhere, one of my duty stations in the Marine Corps, there was a plaque that said, all that's necessary for mankind all that's necessary to accomplish a goal is for nobody to care who gets the credit. And here, these 3 units all came together, the food pantry, the Monmouth Food Bank, and the Soul Kitchen to provide that solution and to accomplish what's being accomplished right here. And for that, as the mayor, on behalf of all of our citizens who are going to depend and rely on you, I'm very grateful and want to thank you. God bless you and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Mayor Kelleher. You know, Ocean County, let's put the need in perspective. It was ground zero for Superstorm Sandy. It's New Jersey's fastest growing county and has the nation's 2nd highest concentration of seniors. It's home to 13% of New Jersey veterans. It is a county where 1 in 4 residents are low income. In this past decade, it has seen an 80% increase in poverty, and child poverty has doubled. This is an idyllic suburban community. Ocean County, unfortunately, is like many other suburbs around our country. And the B.E.A.T Center is a modern community resources that will help our neighbors in need navigate through this complex safety net. That's why we're here. Our next speaker knows these stats because well before he was elected to office, he was walking down the aisles of the food bank asking us questions, learning about the needs in his community, and I'm happy to say that now he serves as our congressman here in the district of the B.E.A.T Center. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Congressman Tom MacArthur.
Well, thank you, Carlos. Today is a really good day. It's a good day for Toms River. It's a good day for Ocean County. But all of us know that the need is still very great. And the mayor mentioned what happened with Sandy. The need was here before that, but it has grown. And I talk to Pat sometimes, and the lines are still there. And it's not people that you typically think are in need. There is a wide a path of economic destruction that has hit our area. And it's middle-class families, it's seniors, it's homeowners. There are a lot of people in deep need. And part of the reason I've been thrilled to be involved, my wife and I, through our family foundation, we've been thrilled to be involved with the People's Pantry because it directly meets the needs of people. And I really thank God for your work and hope you continue it. But to meet the need, you have to do it effectively. And I did go up to the food bank to see what the wholesale operation is like, because that's really what you are. It's a wholesaler for all of the pantries in this area. And what I found was a highly effective organization that does what it does efficiently. I'm a businessman. I've been in Congress only 18 months. I spent 30 years in business. And as a businessman, you look for things to be effective. And I think what the food bank does is so effective, so well run, making use of all the different partners in this area. And then lastly, I want to mention the Soul Kitchen. I was introduced to it by my pastor, actually. He mentioned it one day to me after church that he had heard about it up in Red Bank. And so my wife and I went up a couple of summers ago and had dinner at the Soul Kitchen in Red Bank. And what struck me when I was there, and I could feel it when I was next door here, was the word dignity. Dignity. People fall on hard times, and it's hard sometimes for people to ask. And sitting there having a meal at the Soul Kitchen, I didn't know whether the person serving us was a volunteer or whether they were somebody that had taken a meal in need and now they were paying it back. There was dignity there. It's a beautiful place. The meals were well done, and there was dignity for the people in need. And that's what we have to do. We have to meet the need. We have to do it effectively, and we have to make sure that people have dignity when they're getting help. So I'm really thrilled to be here today. God bless all of you for supporting this. It really matters to this county. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman, for so carefully and rightfully articulating who our neighbors in need are. And it's true. It's really neighbors coming together to solve the problem and to help each other. And so that's a perfect segue into introducing our next speaker. You know, to her friends and her neighbors here in Toms River, Pat Donahue, the founder of the People's Pantry, needs little introduction. To those of you who don't know the story of Pat and the People's Pantry, it's the story of a community's inspiring response to a disaster. During the immediate aftermath and over the long road to recovery, they stepped up, and they continue to partner with us to provide very basic needs to their neighbors in need. Ladies and gentlemen, our partner, Pat Donahue.
I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you to every single person in this room, because without the support that you've all shown, whether it's a monetary or just words of encouragement, I wouldn't have been able to continue on these 4 long years, almost 4 long years. The People's Pantry is a client choice supermarket-style pantry. I'm kind of shocked at how beautiful it is, and I'm still getting used to it, but it's absolutely spectacular. We are currently serving close to 100 families a day, and these are my neighbors, and these are people who are not used to asking for help. They are blue-collar, middle-class people. They are working people and homeowners and contributing members of this community. Their children go to school with my children, go to school with your children. These are regular people. That's the point, I think, that is most important to me. These are not the people you would expect to find in a food pantry. They're completely hardworking, neighbors. This partnership means so much to me because it means so much to my clients. They come in and they see the building and it's beautiful, and the food and the produce and the atmosphere is spectacular. To have all of my partners up and running now is going to be incredible. Carlos spoke about the support that we've received, the B.E.A.T Center has received from Wegmans and ShopRite. I would be remiss if I did not mention Goya International has adopted shelving in the pantry. We receive 2,200 pounds of food a week from Goya. This is an absolute game changer because when you run a food pantry, your first thoughts in the morning and your last thoughts at night are, how do I keep the doors open and how do I keep my shelf stocked? Thank you, Goya. You took one thing off my list. So I want to thank you for that. Rutgers just conducted a study. 57% of all Americans are not prepared for a $400 emergency. That's how people end up in food pantries. The statistic on foreclosure comes from a $200 shortfall in a month. Will send a homeowner into a downward spiral, into foreclosure. That's not a lot of money, but that's how quick it's happening. We've got the highest foreclosure rate in the state, and I think the state is #1 in the country right now. So Ocean County is stretched beyond its limits, and our people are feeling it. And this facility being open with culinary school, with Soul Kitchen, with the pantry, means the world to my neighbors, to my volunteers, because my volunteers are also my clients. So I want to thank everyone. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, John. Most importantly, thank you, Dorothea. So, thank you.
I wasn't supposed to do that, right? It was supposed to be flipped around a little bit. Pat speaks about stepping up and taking care of our neighbors in need. I mentioned before the importance of having a visionary as a partner. What many of you don't know is that in the aftermath of Sandy, there was a foundation in another state next door called the Robin Hood Foundation that really stepped up and extended their support into New Jersey. What goes not said enough is that in that boardroom, championing New Jersey's needs was David Tepper. And out of that was born many of the programs that have made such an impact throughout our community and will continue to make an impact here in the B.E.A.T Center. I mentioned we need a visionary, and well, we have one. We could not consider launching this initiative, committing to space, planning the programming here without early and generous support of our philanthropic partner, who, as I mentioned, shares not only our vision of improving lives, not just for this B.E.A.T Center, but always throughout New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. David Tepper, the David Tepper Foundation.
So I have to tell you one thing before I start. In the back, I said to Tom McCarthy, I'm really glad I'm following you and not Pat, because I never really like to follow a rock star like Pat. Other rock stars are okay. That rock star, not so much. Yes, thank you. You know, it's great to see this here, and it's great to see all the other partners that followed us into this vision. And I mean, it is a beautiful facility, and it's fantastic. It looks great out there. The pantry looks fantastic. I've been in a lot of pantries. We support a lot of pantries. This is one of the most beautiful ones I've seen. I have to tell you, it's really nice. And I have to tell you, on the way just walking around it was interesting, because you see the different rooms here, but there's a counseling center there. And that was the most interesting thing to me, was the counseling center, that there was that center there. Because that's what this is about. It kind of joins a lot of different visions in one room. So you can have the Soul Kitchen, we can feed the people, they can see that. So kind of, you know, as far as the the people that in need here, they can come here in a comfortable setting, a beautiful setting, and get comfortable with the place. And it's very important because not only will this be the services of the food bank, which are fantastic, and the pantry, which is fantastic, and the soul kitchen is fantastic, but we're going to have other services here too, other benefits that will supply people, either legal services or ways to get more benefits that are already available in the government for the people that Pat was talking about. So they can, there's thousands of dollars of benefits that people don't feed into. So we're going to have things like single stop in this facility and other things that can help people. But in any case, I just want to say thank you to Carlos and Pat, and especially John, and I always say the brains of the outfit, his wife. This is fantastic, and it's great to see it all together, and I want to thank everybody else that contributed also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. You know, we have vision, but without leadership, vision can only go so far. And I've been very fortunate during this campaign to be working with two chairs. We have these things called term limits in our board. First, Don Norquist, who started the initiative, and now Dave Offenberg, and the tremendous team of trustees behind them that have really provided not only leadership, but encouragement and guidance throughout every step of the process. Ladies and gentlemen, the chairman of the Food Bank Board, Dave Offenberg.
Well, if it's hard following Pat, imagine following Pat and David. I'd like to thank everybody for coming here. Certainly the contributors, the major contributors, the minor contributors, all the workers and all the people who have helped make this thing possible. Can't be done without all of you. I mean, each of you are really integral to what was done here. Carlos knows I like to ramble a little bit, so in the interest of time, I won't. He said, I'm going to give you a few talking points, so I have a speech to keep me on track. At the food bank, we have seen the dramatic growth in the demand for emergency food and services in Ocean County. Before the recession began in 2008, the food bank provided about 1.5 million pounds of food annually to Ocean County. This doubled by 2012 when Sandy hit. Last year, the number grew to almost 4 million pounds of food being provided through 134 food pantries, soup kitchens, and other charities in Ocean County. And a little off script, we actually now provide slightly more food to Ocean County than we are to Monmouth. So if there is a predisposed opinion by people that it's a Monmouth County food bank, it's not. We really do both, and it's just about a 50-50, a little bit skewed to Ocean County. The food bank has looked to expand our presence in Ocean to meet the growing needs here, and not to just feed the line, but to shorten the line. By helping families achieve financial stability through access to SNAP, tax preparation assistance, and affordable health care, and through a culinary skills training program that leads to living wage employment, we are committed to this success. 100% of our board has personally contributed in making this vision a reality. So I'd like to thank our board and Dave Wintrow especially, and Don Norquist for all of his work. Altogether with our partners, we project that in the first year alone, over $5 million in food benefits, services, and wages will go directly to families in need in Ocean County through the B.E.A.T Center. Lives will be changed at the B.E.A.T Center, and the Food Bank Board and I are very proud of the important work that will take place here. So again, thank you to everybody, and let this be the first day of many, many more of continued success here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave, and to the entire board of the Food Bank for your continued support. You know, Dave touched on a very important point. Since we began working on this expansion, the food bank food distribution has grown by an average of 15% year over year. We didn't stop just because we were building a new satellite facility. And I would be remiss if I did not thank the incredible team at the food bank that kept exceeding goals and responding to the need, even as we explored and built towards our future. So thank you to the incredible team team members, and volunteers that make up the food bank staff. And especially to our two pinch hitters that we recruited just for this exercise, Sid Wally and Jane Boyle, who joined us for this. So here we are, seated in this state-of-the-art facility, and you may still wondering, who will benefit? Who indeed are our neighbors in need? Well, let me tell you about one of our neighbors. Christina was living alone, home, working and awaiting the arrival of her foster child when Sandy hit. The storm caused a large hole in the roof, and the rain that came in buckled the wood floors. When she applied for FEMA help, she was told the damage was not significant enough for funding. So she had to use up her savings to repair her home just to keep it safe. A year after Sandy, while working, an unexpected surgery caused her temporary disability. While trying to recover her mobility, she was suddenly in need of financial help and food assistance. But she kept getting turned down for benefits. That is, until she met with a food bank team member, Susan, who was, in Christine's words, relentless in her efforts to help. Christine said, Susan never stopped and didn't give up until I had all the resources I needed to get well and to care for my family. She was amazing. Christina used the Visitation Relief Center and the People's Pantry for food and clothing, and continued to meet with our team to sign up for health care, for SNAP, and even came back when she started working again to get income tax assistance help. She didn't even realize that she could claim foster children as dependents until Susan, of course, an IRS-certified tax preparer, in part of our benefits team, amended Christina's tax return and generated a substantial earned income credit welcomed by Christina and her family. Today, Christina is here with Susan, and more importantly, she is back to work part-time and will continue to receive a healthy tax refund so she can again begin to save. She is pleased that she can now come to one location, the B.E.A.T Center, to get food when she needs it, the services that are available to her, and to share a meal at the Jon Bon Jovi Soul Kitchen with her family. She's excited to begin volunteering at the Soul Kitchen as a way to give back to the community that helped her. Ladies and gentlemen, for her courage, please join me in thanking Christina for sharing her story. That is why we have a B.E.A.T Center. And finally, so much of what we discussed today speaks to mentorship, leadership, or simply providing a hand up, as our symbol says, for a neighbor in need. I've had a tremendous privilege of learning from many throughout this process. But with one man in particular, even when I'm listening, there's so much more that I could be hearing. His understanding of what this is comes from a much deeper place. Stronger and much louder than even his words are his actions. Please join me in welcoming our partner, the chairman of the Jon Bon Jovi Soul Foundation, Jon Bon Jovi.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you and good afternoon. Once more, I'd like to thank the mayor, Mayor Keller. Thank you for everything that you've done, everything that you promised you delivered on. Congressman MacArthur, thank you for those kind words and for supporting us in this endeavor. I want to thank you all again for joining us as we celebrate the opening of the B.E.A.T Center. It's been just over a year now since we cut the ribbon on this vision, which has now become a reality. There are many people here that I'd like to thank for all that they did to make this day happen. But first and foremost, I want to thank my wife, Dorothea. Because of her persistence and patience and her commitment, all she really cared about was helping those in need. So thank you, my darling wife. Thank you. To the JBJ Soul Foundation Board, my gratitude goes out to our Executive Director, Mimi Box, to Heather Goldfarb, and especially to Tamar Hovnanian, because it's her tenacious desire every single day that made this happen from our perspective, and thank you, Tamar. I'd also very much like to thank Joe Longo of Avatar Builders and Frank Majeski, who was our supervisor, who put together this great team of contractors. So thank you for all you did, Joe. Neely Bank Sticknoth, who I definitely had to make a point of getting her name right, designed our kitchens, and we're very grateful for all that she did. For anyone who has seen not only the culinary program's kitchen, but our soul kitchen, they're both outstanding. To Sid Whaley, who now knows where every single wire, bulb, and faucet is placed throughout the B.E.A.T Center. Thank you, Sid. To Charlene Springer-Weimer, to Chuck Gannon, and everyone at U.S. Foods who went so far above and beyond our wildest dreams and expectations to get the kitchens to be what they are. Thank you for helping us to achieve this. To Dave Wintrode, who led our capital campaign, thank you very much, Dave. We know that we wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for you. And our deepest gratitude, of course, to everyone involved, especially goes out to my friend David Tepper, because it was he and his steadfast support for this vision that made this all possible. David, thank you very much. You've led by example. You will always be a true Jersey guy. Thank you. Over these last 5 years, we've been inspired by so many of our in-need neighbors who have come seeking help. And I'm very proud to say that the JBJ Soul Kitchen Red Bank are now on target to serve its 50,000th meal. With this location being even larger, we're going to be able to have an even greater impact on the community of Toms River. We've received many thank yous along the way, but it is us who thank you, our neighbors who have provided guidance in identifying how we could provide not only a healthy meal, but in fact a place that creates community. Our mission has always been to effect positive change as we address the issues of hunger and homelessness. But as we stand here today in this beautiful space, we look forward to expanding our mission with a network of partnering resources to meet the needs of a community like Toms River. So we're very proud to join together with Carlos Rodriguez, the Food Bank of Monmouth and Ocean County, with Pat and the People's Pantry, as we officially open the doors and welcome you to the B.E.A.T Center. Thank you.